Good evening and welcome to another episode of Service to Humanity, your window into the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, bringing you activities of the ministry and her agencies as it carries out its mandate. No doubt, the National Social Investment Program is one of the legacies of this administration, especially in its strides as a tool for lifting Nigerians out of poverty through its various components. Where youths are concerned, the N-Power has done quite a lot in creating employment through the various windows of opportunity. In tonight's episode, our focus will be on the N-Build component of N-Power. We shall bring you stories of the graduation of 40,000 trainees of the program. My name is Habiba Zoksok, your anchor. Do stay tuned for the full program after this timeout.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed, that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they'll be at the gate, they'll be crying, they will hold on to the plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
To make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, meat, and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
We begin with news on activities happening in the ministry from the Management Diary. In our first story, the second stream of independent monitors onboarded just as N-Build beneficiaries in Jigawa received their tools of trade after 3 months of in-service training. Don't go away.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has flagged off the onboarding of 3,000 Stream 2 independent monitors for the National Social Investment Program NSIP. The NSIP monitors, prior to their onboarding, had undergone a training to define their roles and responsibilities, as well as teach them reporting skills and timelines using a monitoring device. In her remark during the ceremony, the minister, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Nasir Sanugwarzo, MNI, explained that monitors were one of the most important components of the National Social Investment Programs. She stated that the ministry places strong emphasis on closely monitoring its programs and then charged the new monitors to be diligent in their duties. The minister further promised that saboteurs and those defrauding the ongoing NSIP would be turned over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for prosecution. National Coordinator of the NSIP, Dr. Umar Bindur, in his welcoming address, said that the Social Investment Program has lifted many people out of poverty while addressing youth concerns through N-Power and its related programs such as N-Build and N-Skills. At the end of the training, beneficiaries were also handed engagement letters and tablets to enable them to carry out their one-year monitoring assignment.
In marketing, we have what is called 5 Ps.
More than 223 beneficiaries of the N-Built Batch C Stream 1 from Dutse and Buji local government area of Jigawa State, who received compulsory 3-month training on different trades of their choice, have been graduated to move to the next phase of the scheme. The coordinator of the NSIP program, Jigawa State Chapter, Mustafa Umar, in his remarks during the graduation ceremony, charged the beneficiaries to make good use of what they have learned in order to be self-employed and reliant.
As you have found a means of livelihood, you can now fend for your children and your communities. We pray to God that as you have received this training and startup tools, it will be your way out of poverty, get you jobs to take care of yourselves and even others.
Other stakeholders, while highlighting some of the objectives of the program, advised the beneficiaries to consolidate the efforts of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development by putting all they have learned into practice, noting that doing so will enable them help themselves and their immediate communities. High point of the event was the presentations of working tools to all beneficiaries from different trades. Some of the beneficiaries shared their training experience, while others used the medium to appreciate the ministry and the federal government for this giant stride.
Obviously, I was so happy and I was so excited finding myself into this trade, and I really appreciate the effort of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for introducing such activities.
We
have learnt all that has to do with piping work in building construction. We hope our entire community will get up to acquire skills without depending on our husbands.
I
am very happy about the opportunity to acquire a skill. May God bless them all.
Welcome back. The N-Build is an accelerated training and certification program designed to engage and train young unemployed Nigerians in order to build a new crop of skilled and highly competent workforce of technicians, artisans, and service professionals. Last week, 40,000 youths who were trained under the N-Build Batch C1 graduated from the program in the various centers where the training was carried out, just like we saw in the news. The grand ceremony was, however, performed in Abuja by the Honorable Minister herself, and our crew was there to witness the event. Let's see how it went.
The N-Build is an initiative of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development through National Social Investment Program, NSIP. It is under the N-Power component of the NSIP and is aimed at providing the most needed skills to young men and women with a view to empowering them. The beneficiaries are equipped with different skills like carpentry and joinery, electrical installation, masonry and tiling, plumbing and pipe fitting, and many more. The N-Build consists of a 3-month in-center training program that is designed to build competence and capacity in highly demanding technical and vocational skills. After the training, starter packs are provided for the beneficiaries, after which they are deployed to commence a 6-month apprenticeship program while being paid a monthly stipend. The official closing, which signaled the end of the 3-month in-center training across the nation, held in Abuja. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, who was present at the closing ceremony in Abuja, expressed delight and satisfaction with the program.
This event is a clear demonstration of our commitment.
She described the event as a landmark occasion to economically advance the living standard of young unemployed Nigerians by empowering them to become tomorrow's employers of labor.
It is worthy to note that what is happening in 4C Skills Training Center here in Abuja today is also taking place in 693 training centers across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country, where 40,000 trainees in the Batch C of the N-Build program have been trained.
The minister explained that the event is a clear demonstration of her ministry's commitment to collectively address youth unemployment in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's deliberate effort to empower Nigerian youth and to reduce poverty in the nation.
Since the inception of President Muhammad Buhari's administration in 2015, the federal government has sustained its efforts to ensure that the poor and vulnerable are included in all social programs aimed at reducing poverty. And this informed the decision to initiate the National Social Investment Program in 2016 under the office of His Excellency the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, before the creation of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development in 2019, which by the grace of the Almighty Allah, I'm the pioneer minister overseeing the numerous intervention programs of this ministry.
The minister revealed that the National Social Investment Program, NSIP, is one of the largest and most ambitious social protection program in Africa, and that the NBUD provides a fully funded 3-month in-center technical and vocational training by 693 training service providers across the 36 states and the FCT through different national skills councils, leading to a 6-month apprenticeship program.
This attachment will enable you to have work-based learning experience commencing on Monday, 13th of June 2022, and during this 6-month attachment period, your performance will be assessed and examined by the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria, COBAM, the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADC, and the Institute of Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, respectively.
Also speaking, Olubunmi Adekoje, the Director General of the Federation of Construction Industry, 4C, said the Federation was delighted to participate in the ministry's program. She stated that the trainers were trained by international professionals and the focus was construction skills.
We are privileged to be in partnership with GIZ, the organization of the German embassy, of German government, and they assisted us in training our trainers. If you were here about 2 weeks ago, you would have seen at least 5 expatriates who came in from different parts of the world to retrain our trainers. So our trainers are continuously being trained and retrained in how to teach and how to impact knowledge to our trainees.
Olubunmi also lauded the behavior and commitment of the trainees, especially the women amongst them.
In the last 3 months, we have trained some of your Empower trainees, and we are glad to say they have been of good behavior. In fact, so many of the women encourage us. When I come round to see them, I see them with their babies. They are never shy, and I tell them, bring your babies. It does not disturb you. They are never shy to bring their babies. We believe that with these women, we can make a difference to women, especially in Nigeria.
The high point of the event was the presentation of certificates and starter packs to the graduating trainees. Earlier, on arrival, the minister and other stakeholders were led on a tour around the academy to see the successes achieved in the program.
The program is still service to humanity, and on this episode, we are bringing you stories on the NBuild program, one of the clusters of the National Social Investment Programs, otherwise called the NSIP. Earlier in the program, we brought you excerpts from the graduation ceremony, which took place in Abuja. During the ceremony, our crew spoke to some trainers and beneficiaries of the NBuild program. They had a lot to say about the program, its impact, and the appreciation for the initiatives. Keep watching.
Through its various programs nationwide, the Empower program has given the Nigerian youths an opportunity to earn a living while improving on their knowledge and skills. Some trainers of the NPower Batch C1 at Federation of Construction Industry FOCI Skills Academy, Katampe, Abuja, had a lot to say about their trainees. Jude Ekene is a trainer at FOCI Skills Academy. He doubles as the trainer of the electrical and plumbing units of the academy. He shares with us how the process of training the trainees went.
The trainees, the electrical students here, you could see, we started with them with some little basics on how to understand electrical installations. We taught them how to connect switches, how to connect sockets, even how to do domestic installations. And now they've done several installations. If you've checked around, some samples we have already. This is the second stage. They are doing a different kind of domestic installation. So these guys, sorry I call them ladies and gentlemen, sorry I use guys, they could do comfortably a domestic installation, do socket installations and switch installations.
Ekene speaks on the impact of the training on the trainees.
These gentlemen and ladies are already empowered with a few months they've spent with us and a few practicals we've done. Most of them come back after the weekend, tell me, so I did some few installations and I got paid for it. And it has been encouraging to them. So when they leave here, they go home or where they have opportunities to do some few works, and it has been helping them. Some of them started complaining the issue of transportation, but now they don't complain about transportation. They are now self-employed and they are also empowered to take care of themselves.
Adams Abu, another trainer for carpentry and joinery unit, commends the level of commitment on the part of trainees. He speaks on the benefits of the training.
To help the students later in their career, which has to do with self-employed. If they're properly trained and they're going to be self-employed, it will help them a lot to build a nation, to help them a lot to become self-reliant, to help them a lot to contribute to the growth of our nation. So it's a very good innovation, and it will help a lot, especially on our teeming unemployed youth. If we can have enough of our youth here for us to train, it will reduce unemployment in Nigeria. Unemployment rate is going to be reduced drastically. As you can see now, we have quite a number of them here. So they are undergoing this training, and the training is a successful and very interesting one.
Adamu shares with us some of the things trainees were taught.
Presently, we are working on book shape, which has to do with cupboard, and the same idea can be translated to wardrobe, if you want to produce wardrobe. They have done something about basic joints, wood carpentry and joinery joint, basic joint in woodwork. They have done something on it already. They did something on wood finishing that has to do with polishing, how to polish wood, chemicals, different chemicals that you mix and spray that will give you a perfect finishing. They have done something on it. They did something on formwork, which has to do with forming a shape and casting a concrete, like for example column, beams. Those are what we call formwork.
Plumbing and fitting trainer Awal Ibrahim has a similar testimony about the commitment of the trainees.
Based on what I've observed in the training center, of those trainees who came without nothing, that is, I mean, with the skill, I don't know anything about plumbing and pipe fitting, but with this, program, they were able to achieve other things. A lot of things actually is going on there perfectly. As I'm talking to you now, most of them in the plumbing and pipe fitting in our center, particularly, they can be able to install ocean bays and WC, likewise to kitchen sink and other connections. Gradually, we are moving on.
He also speaks on the benefits of the training and expected outcomes.
Actually, it will help their life after passing out based on the skill they acquire and their intention of being a plumbing in the environment, society, I mean. Of course, they have a full interest of learning the program of the trainees given to them by the federal government, and actually they are moving out, and their intention, as I'm seeing, and well-being of their attitudes towards the learning. After the training, they are going to be a perfect plumber, which are required in the community or society at large in Nigeria.
Some of the trainees speak on various things they have learned and their motivation for learning the skills they have acquired.
All of us here, we came in by the Empower, by creating us an opportunity, because if you can see today, after a youth have been through in school, they don't have what to do at home. Most of them, because of that, they can commit themselves into drugs and what have you. But with the help of the federal government, by creating us this a great opportunity, and it enable the youth by giving us work to do.
It's rare to see female plumbers these days, and it's something I have passion for. Like our slogan as plumbers says, water is life. When we say up water, up life. So I have that passion to reconstruct and redirect, redefine everything that has to do with plumbing in the building industry. Coming to the Empower training without any proud skill or proud understanding about plumbing work, I can boldly say I can fix a toilet. Like in my hands here, if you see, this is a 4-inch elbow, and I can use it to fix a toilet, a WC toilet. And this is a 2 inches PVC pipe, a 2 inches elbow, and a floor waste. I can use it to fix my drainage and sort out some valuables in the house to avoid any damage or water attacks in the house.
For the few months we stayed here, at least we can see our handwork, what we have displayed. And with this, I should be able to take care of a building based on the specification in the drawings.
One of them speaks on how the training would help impact on their lives.
This program will help us so much because, as you can see, each and every one of us there, at the end of it, which is today, we are going to be competent workers. When I mean competent workers, we are people that whosoever you gave your house to, we can be able to wire it perfectly without no issue.
These trainees are full of appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry, Hajiya Sadia Umar Farouk, for creating the Empower scheme.
We appreciate the federal government as a whole, our president, with the initiative of the vice president, and also the ministers for their great support by putting up this Empower for the youth and making us to have a technical, which is work to do in this our time. So we appreciate them and we pray God will help them through.
I want to say a very big thank you on behalf of my colleagues, all the Empower beneficiaries. I want to say a very big thank you to this government for giving us this privilege to be among the people to be able to acquire a particular skill that is plumbing in this era. I say may God bless every one of them.
I must appreciate the federal government for this wonderful initiative, most especially the president, the Minister of Humanitarian, then the coordinators of the Empower Build. We are very grateful for this wonderful opportunity because many apply, but few are choosing. And we are lucky to be part of those who are choosing to take part in this wonderful training. I think with this, we can come out and stand and fair for ourselves.
Thank you.
That is our package for this week. Until I come your way again next week, stay safe. Don't forget to send in questions and suggestions to any of our social media platforms or drop a message on the ministry's page on Facebook or Twitter. See you next week.